Evening, guys. Wow. Yeah. I wasn't smiles on minute 95 when we gave a corner away.
Okay, everyone.
Recording in progress.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's press conference. We have head coach Nick Cushing. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Let's get started with Daniel.
Hey, Nick. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Ledezma played amazing tonight, but wanted to get your thoughts on Ledezma starting over Santi and more on that.
Yeah, it was Santi. It was forced. Santi had a small hamstring problem. He felt in the game against Atlanta, but we kept him on because Santi's almost in his pre-season at the moment because he was at Montevideo and he wasn't with us. So we're trying to build him up. We're trying to build those minutes, and he just felt a little bit of hamstring pain. So he didn't train this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday he did a little bit. Friday he came out and done a small amount, and he was okay, but we just didn't want to take the risk. And when you've got a guy like Richard Ledezma that's, really, really hungry to get the start, it just felt like between myself and Santi, the right thing to do in resting him, and between myself and Richie is, go and have a go and enjoy it and try and get yourself in the rhythm.
John?
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. The atmosphere was great again at Citi Field, as it always seems to be. Do you feel that, too, down on the pitch? And what is it about Queens that seems to bring out the best in our players and our fans?
Yeah, I definitely feel the atmosphere. When we get this type of game, I said in the dressing room before, we know our crowd here feeds off our attacking play. And if we can get the ball in the box and we can start to play, we get Gabriel and Richie and Tales playing together, and we know we're going to get the atmosphere up. And, I don't know what it is, but we've had some really exciting games here. Even the Cincinnati 1-1 last year where we scored the goal ourselves. We had 4, 5, 6 really good chances in that game to win that game. And excuse me, I don't know. I love the feel of it here. I love the energy and the atmosphere. And my most favourite part is when we win, we go over and we celebrate with the fans. And we just hope we can do it again next week. It's about rest, recovery now, and hard work. And we get the same feeling next week if we can put performance in.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
We'll go right to the left, or to your right. John, right there.
How's it going, Coach? Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And a little interested as to how you guys prepared for this game, seeing that Nashville did come out victorious the last one, and you guys seemed to shut down Walker Zimmerman and Jason and Schaffelberg as well, who kind of gave you guys trouble the last time going, and possibly on the attacking play that Ledezma showed, because every touch that he seemed to have was a progressive touch that seemed to get the attack going.
Yeah, we know Nashville are defensively a really, really disciplined team. The stats back that up. They're the best in MLS at the moment. So we knew we would have to disorganise the 2 central defenders, the 2 midfield players, and we would have to be at our best defensively. And I thought we did that really well in the first half. I thought we controlled the build-up. We didn't allow them to control us by sitting 4-4-2 and controlling spaces. We made 2 little tactical changes, some little tactical adjustments, which we felt would help us compared to the first game, and I thought we advanced the ball well up the field. And when you get the likes of Richie Ledezma on the ball and Gabriel Pereira and those guys, you know that you can create moments because this is the game they want. They want to get behind the midfield line and they want to be running at the back line with them friends running. It's when we get that game and then the crowd feed off it, and that's when we're at our best. But I thought the only disappointment is I think we should have been 3 or 4 up before we conceded the goal. The game should be dead, and I think we're going to, it's the same game as the DC game. Teams start to go direct. They see that we're a young team. We're probably in that phase of building the chemistry and the real cohesion. And you see we concede a corner on 95 minutes, and we concede multiple moments in the box. But what's really pleasing is we show we have the strength to suffer.
Andrew?
Hi, Coach. So this was the 3rd straight match that James Sands has worn the captain's armband. Do you see him as the captain going forward of the club, or is that still something that you're kind of like, you had talked about it as kind of an ongoing thing in the past, but has
Yeah.
that changed? And
No, I'm happy to be clear. The team know we have a group of leaders that lead this team within the dressing room. It's Thiago Martins, it's Maxime Chanot, it's James Sands, Keaton Parks, Alfredo Morelos, and it's the longest serving player, the senior leaders, the homegrown guy, Keaton's just going from. There's many stories within that, which gives the real strength to the group, and those guys, I rely on their experience, I rely on their opinions and their feel of the group, but also I put huge responsibility on those guys to lead the team on and off the field, to make sure that we're building a cohesive group, to manage problems. And I said before, Maxime Chanot wore it a lot, Thiago Martins wore it in Houston, maybe next week Thiago Martins wears the armband, maybe Alfredo Morelos. I think if we have guys that want to wear the captain's armband for a status piece and for an aesthetic reason, then we're not building a real cohesive leadership group. It's about, there's a responsibility in that moment to wear the captain's armband, but, James wears it. I still see the same level of leadership and expectation in Maxime Chanot, and that is a real benefit on his character. Thiago Martins, I thought, was excellent tonight. Alfredo Morelos knows he's coming into the game to be a real leader in the game to help us. So, for me, it's about that group of guys that is really the heartbeat of our group.
Daniel?
Hey, Coach. Siegel didn't have a huge impact on the game, but he's only played a couple games. I wanted to get your thoughts on, is he playing where you expect him to be at this point, or do you expect more out of him with the few games that he's had?
Yeah, of course we want more. I want more out of everybody. My job is to put huge expectation on players and to continue to make sure that they work hard, review, reflect, and try and improve. And this guy does this more than anybody. He works so hard. He's a natural number 9 that will occupy the central defenders, that will come off the front and set the ball, and he presses like an animal without the ball. So he gives us structure in the game. Does he have to improve? Yeah, he's had another chance tonight. He's had one chance in every game, and he hasn't scored yet. So he knows he has to score goals to continue to roll in the team. But at the same time, I think it's unfair to put the same expectation on Gabe Siegel as we had on Tati Castellano. This guy is a goal scorer that has scored goals, and Gabe Siegel's played 3 games. So, of course, we want to push him, and we're going to put the expectation high, but we're also going to be realistic and understand that he doesn't disappoint us when he misses the chances. It's just part of his journey and the development.
And final one, John.
Hey, Coach. We run a weekly poll for our readers on Man of the Match. If you were to hypothetically vote in that poll, who would get your vote today?
I see why Richard Ledezma gets star of the game here, because it's his debut and he was a real impact player in the game. But, for me, James Sands is 10 out of 10 in this game. I think my worry of James lately has been his physical ability, just based on the fact he didn't play so much games for Rangers. Tonight I thought he was excellent. I thought he physically looked good. He reads the game incredibly well. His decision-making with the ball is top level. And I think what he brings to our team is he gets the ball back. It sounds simple, but he is so effective at being in the right spaces and being aggressive to get the ball back. And he's playing up against the MVP. And I felt he kept him quiet for the majority of the game, which is, for us, we're disappointed he scores the goal, but this guy is always going to haunt every team. He's, Mukhtar is a top level player. But for me, I would vote James Sands, because I thought they don't really get the credit, these guys that play in that midfield role, but he was 10 out of 10 for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.